Russia. Now, unless you've been living under a rock, you may have noticed that Russia has been in the news literally every single day because of their ongoing battle with Ukraine. But what does that mean for their national football team? Is Russia a national team that is completely forgotten? What is happening with the Russian national football team? Yo, what is going on, my YouTube people? 2099 back here with another video, and in today's video we're going to be discussing a little bit about Russian football, and we're going to go a little bit in depth with what's going on, not just with their national team, but also with the club, league, and everything that has to do with Russian football itself. If you guys are new to the channel, please make sure to smash that subscribe button, like the video as well. It helps a ton. I'm trying to reach 3.1k subscribers by the end of the month. And if you guys have not joined my socials yet, my Discord, TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, all those links will be down in the description for you guys to check out. And without further ado, let's get started. Just like I was saying, is the Russian national team a team that is slowly dying? The answer is, well, yes and no. For now, they just have been completely forgotten by the football world, it seems. No one knows what Russia is really doing in football nowadays. Well, I am here to answer some of those questions. Recently, they've played 3 games. They've played against neighbors Uzbekistan, neighbors Tajikistan, and neighbors Kyrgyzstan. And you would expect Russia, which is a very decent team in football, right? We're not speaking about a team that is like in the hundreds in the FIFA ranking. This is a team that showed what they're capable of in the 2018 World Cup, and they hosted it. They won against teams like Spain. They know how to play football. But with these results, they did 0-0 against Uzbekistan, which Uzbekistan is not a terrible team. They can definitely hold their own, but then 0-0 against Tajikistan. And then they only just won 2-1 against Kyrgyzstan. Realistically, they should be smashing these teams day in, day out. If you take a look at their squad, it's not necessarily the best, but they do have one player that is very wanted right now, Arsene Zakarian, a player that I've watched a little bit. He's very, very good. When you look at this team, it's a significant downgrade from the team they had in, well, their own World Cup in 2018. So what does that mean for them? Is the future of Russian football doomed? Not necessarily. They have some up-and-coming talents. Zakarian is one of them. But when you see these results, it's not necessarily the best. And people will argue and say, well, these are just friendly games. But I have another argument to that. These are the only games they can really play. They are banned from every single competition. They're banned from UEFA competitions. The clubs are banned from the Champions League, Europa League, Europa Conference League. Realistically, for the Russian national team, this is the only moment they can really play. I mean, they couldn't play in a qualifying for the World Cup. I'm not going to go into what I think about the situation because that's not really the point of the video. There is a lot of debate on whether they should be banned or not. They are playing Iran in a friendly this upcoming March window, which should be very good for them. It should be very good for Iran as well. I mean, I know it's a very controversial matchup because, you know, in the political world, Russia, Iran, right? I don't need to say anything more. But I think it's going to be a good test for both sides. I mean, Iran is probably going to be the favorites here. Russia, I'm excited to see how they hold up because, like I said, these players do not really play with each other. So in some aspect, you can say the Russian national team is not looking really good. Well, maybe they can slowly start coming back. But that's for the national team. Let's talk a little bit about the Russian league itself, where it's mainly dominated by Zenit St. Petersburg. I've watched Zenit St. Petersburg for a few years because of Saad Razman, the Iranian striker, playing there. So I wouldn't say I have the best knowledge about the league, but I know some of it. And I can easily say that Zenit St. Petersburg is just miles clear of the rest. And it's a team that deserves to be in the Champions League. But again, they're not in the Champions League because, well, they're banned. They cannot be in the Champions League. Kind of sucks on the players that are from other countries. You know, if you're Brazilian, Claudinho, for example, if you're in that Zenit team, you really want to play Champions League football, but you can't. Now, I don't know how long this sanction is really for. I don't think FIFA have given out an expected date for it, but I don't expect any Russian teams to be back in UEFA competitions anytime soon. Speaking of Zenit St. Petersburg, they have played a friendly against an Iranian team called Sepahan. Again, like I said, I've been praising Zenit, but you would expect them to smash that Iranian team 6-0. They lost. Yes, they lost. And again, people are going to say it's friendlies. You have to remember, Zenit, even if it's a friendly, it was a good squad. It was their main players. They were playing that game. Does this show that Russian football is slowly starting to fall apart? But on another side, you can also argue that maybe Iranian football is getting better. Whatever side you're on, it's unacceptable for a team like Zenit to lose, even though if it's friendly. It begs the question, what's going on? Is this good for the future? Just gonna have to wait and see. Another point, and the last point that I wanted to also say, is there was a lot of talks for Russia to join AFC, the Asian Football Confederation. I'm not sure how accurate that is or how likely that is to happen. From an Asian football fan point of view, I think it would be nice. It would obviously give more competition. Teams like Zenit will finally be able to play in the Champions League. In all, the Russian national team right now is just not looking good. It's a very dire situation for them. And biggest victims out of all will definitely be the players themselves who, they're just professional footballers, right? They want to do their job. They can't really do it because of, well, politics. It's sad to say. That's going to be the end of this video. Let me know what you guys think. Do you guys think Russia's national football team is pretty much doomed? Do you guys think it still has a future? Just let me know what you guys think. Either in the description down below or on my socials. All the links will be down below. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. Thank you guys so much for watching.
Damn, I'm on red alert. Else you went up in the dirt, man.